Hello, good morning, good evening, good day, dear finalists. Welcome to the awarding sessions of the IGOC or the International Geometry Olympiad 20 and 23. Before we start our awarding sessions, may I ask for everyone to turn the camera on? So we will have a little conversation before we start the awarding session. By the way, we've been passing the semifinal and then we go through the final session. So you guys already passed several tests and this is it, qualified as a finalist. And then I am so proud, me on behalf of the committee, really proud for hard work that been put it by students and also especially for parents and also the coach or the teachers or supervisors to guide you until this process. Okay. There will be several agendas in this awarding session. Not only awarding session, go to announce the finalists, like the one who get bronze, the one who gets silver, and the one who get gold. But also there will be a video that will be presented by the committee about the breakthrough in math that will be played later on. But the first thing first, let us get in touch with each other, with the several participants here, as I saw in the Zoom several days ago, from semifinal to final round. I have a conversation a little while with the Andre Masale. Am I right to pronounce your name? Are you there? Hello, Andre.
Hello, ma'am. I'm here.
Hello. How are you today?
I'm very fine. I'm fine, thank you.
Good
How
to know.
about you, ma'am?
Oh, thank you for asking. I'm very good. I'm so impatient to have a conversation with you guys. By the way, from which country are you, Andre?
I'm from Indonesia.
Oh, from Indonesia. From which school?
I came from the Telkom universities.
Pardon?
I am from the Telkom University.
Oh, it must be in Bandung, right?
Yes, it is in Bandung.
Oh, yeah, I know it from Bandung. I was living in Bandung and Telkom University is nearby the Buah Batu, right?
Yes, it is correct.
Yeah, good to have you here. So, since you're in the university level, so what is your preparation for this IGOC?
So I've been going to the OSN or the National Math Olympiad.
Yeah.
My preparation was years ago, so that I didn't really need a preparation for this
Oh, yeah.
competition.
Okay. Thank you, Andrea, for having conversation with me. So hopefully that you already, so hopefully that you already complete all the university level and be success in the future. Thank you, Andre.
Thank you.
Okay. Next, from Indonesia, maybe I will have a conversation, move to other country. Are you ready? I'll pick Nur Chasip. Hi, I think, are you participant from Philippines, Nur Chasip? Are you there?
Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam. Hello. How are you, Nur Chasip? Sorry, should I call you Chasip, right? Am I right?
Nice.
Uh, what grade are you now, Chasip?
Currently grade 10 as of now.
Oh, grade 10. Okay. So last year, you joined also several competition of OXA, right?
I mean, well, to all praise be to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And thank you so much for making these events possible.
Yeah, we are so glad that you are one of the participants, and also we can facilitate participant to challenge themselves. We are very happy too, Jasip. By the way, can you share maybe your preparation for this IGOC, Jasip?
Well, we decided to solve problems from other sources. For instance, the AMC, the
Yeah.
what do you call this, American Math Contest, and even some exams from within our within our country, po, sir. I mean, ma'am. So
Oh, very happy to hear that, Jasip. So hopefully that all of the hard work will be paid off, and hopefully that this IGOC 2023 with this experience. Yeah.
well, inshallah, we will, and I hope the same goes for the rest as well.
Yeah. By the way, Jasip, do you have any opinion about this IGOC? Any suggestions or any impressions from you for this IGOC?
Well, I would say that for a new contest, I would say this is well done. And again, thank you so much for making this event possible. And I hope that over the years, this contest and also similar contests will grow and accommodate more countries and participants in the future. Inshallah.
Okay, amin. Inshallah. Thank you so much, Jasip, for having conversation with me. Thank you. Okay. I think one more participant. I'll pick any volunteer who want to share experience for this IGOC. Any volunteer, please? Just open microphone and introduce yourself. What about if I pick the person with the name wait. Mariam. Mariam Abedin. Hello, dear Mariam Abedin. I'm Mariam Afika. Hello.
Hello, ma'am.
Hi, how are you, Mariam? What should I call you, by the way?
Just Mariam.
Just Mariam. Okay. So where you come from, Mariam?
I come from the Philippines.
Sorry, I think there is a bad signal. Would you want to repeat, please?
Philippines.
Oh, from Philippines. From which school, Mariam?
CMC.
Okay, that's good. Okay. Mariam, by the way, what is your opinion for, or maybe, what is it, messages from what you feel after joining this IGOC?
It's a great experience for me since geometry is not taught in my grade level, so it really improved my understanding on geometry.
Oh, very good. I'm so glad to hear that from you, Mariam. Okay, how many days for you to prepare this IGOC, or maybe a month, or maybe no, ma'am. I don't need preparation. I already know these questions.
Ever since it was announced when
A
we got,
month.
yeah,
Practicing with teachers.
yes, ma'am, and self practice.
Yeah. So what is it? Do you still, maybe you want to share a questions or two questions, maybe in IGOC that's still keeping around your mind?
No, ma'am.
No, that one. Okay. Thank you, Mariam, for having conversation with me. Always have good time, and also good luck for the future, Mariam. Thank you. Okay, one more participant. I think it's from, what is it? What about if I pick the name Valeria? Hi, Valeria. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Valerian, how are you today?
Fine. Very excited. And also I wanted to thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you so much for having in this IGOC, Valeria. Am I correct to spell your name, Valeria or Valley?
Yeah, it's good, Valeria.
Okay. Where are you come from, Valeria?
I come from Bolivia.
Oh, you come from Bolivia. What time is it there?
It's 8 a.m.
8 a.m. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What grade are you now?
I graduated last year from high school. I was in 12th grade.
Oh, okay. So, yeah. So this IGOC must be have what is it? A good experience for you for joining this IGOC. Any opinion about this
Yeah.
IGOC, Valeria?
Yeah, the problems were very nice. I think that geometry is my favorite
Oh.
area of mathematics, so I enjoy it a lot.
Good to know that you enjoy the competition, Valeria. So not only chasing for the winner, but also you enjoy it. That's the most important thing, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. How many days or maybe a week for you for preparation this IGOC?
I guess that intensive training was like 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
And,
Oh.
and yeah, the others was like some geometry problems. Some days. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe do you have any suggestion, Valeria, for other students here who still below your grade? Maybe so how is the best way for preparation the geometry competition? Maybe you want to share your experience?
Yeah, well, I guess that the best way to prepare is solving problems because you can learn a lot through that. And well, I heard someone say that he prepared with AMC problems. So yeah, I guess that those kinds of competitions are very good for the IGOC. And also, if they find some information on internet, they can like learn about quadrilateral cyclics or things like that, and that will be very helpful too.
Oh,
yeah.
That's very insightful. Thank you so much, Valeria, for the suggestion and also having conversation with me, Valeria. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
This is what I like when I have a conversation with several participants. Maybe we will get a new insight, a new greetings, or maybe a new opinion about what we are facing right now. Okay. With all of the participants here. Thank you. All right, so let's move to our next rundown. There will be a video to present this video. Hopefully that you can enjoy this one and absorb the good thing from this video. Please enjoy.
What kind of curve is uniquely defined by these 2 points? A line. How about 3 points? A circle. This basic geometry is ancient history. Euclid proved it more than 2,000 years ago in his seminal math treatise, Elements. Now try to figure out the shape of a curve that passes through 1,000,000 points in 1,000 dimensions and is super twisty. What would that look like? Although daunting, finding a solution to this problem is fundamental to probing deeper principles of math. And the solution also holds the potential to improve digital data storage, the security of your crypto wallet, and the privacy of electronic communications. It's called the interpolation problem, and 2 young mathematicians, Eric Larson and Isabel Vogt of Brown University, have solved it.
The interpolation problem asks if you fix some general collection of points, when is there a curve of some specified type through those points?
In search of answers, the pair chipped away at the problem for years.
We started out tackling cases in small dimensional spaces to try to get our hands dirty and see the sort of techniques that we would need. And then I think around 2019 or so, we came up with a good idea that we thought might help us solve the whole problem.
Along the way, their collaboration took on a whole new dimension.
Well, we got married in 2017.
Much of the groundwork for a potential solution was laid out 150 years ago by German mathematicians Alexander von Brill and Max Noether.
Before you can ask, what properties does a given type of curve have? You need to first answer the question of what types of curves are there?
The theorem predicts what types of curves can exist based on 3 properties. The first is dimension.
You could think about a curve in actual physical space, that would be a 3-dimensional space, but we don't constrain ourselves to 2 dimensions or 3 dimensions.
The second quantity is the degree of a curve.
So you should think here like how twisty or wobbly the curve is.
The third is the genus, or number of holes a curve has.
Curves themselves have a sort of topological properties. But if you were to look at the solutions over the complex numbers, then it's going to look like something that's 2-dimensional. So it could look like a sphere, or it could look like the surface of a donut, or it could look like the surface of a 2-hole donut. In general, it can have any number of holes.
It wasn't until the 1980s that modern math offered a proof of Brill-Noether, and this opened doors to the interpolation problem. Larson and Vogt were determined to solve the problem for all possible types of curves.
So we had to come up with 3 different ways of breaking the curve into simpler curves. So we take some curve, it's complicated, it's very wobbly. So we take this wobbly curve and we break it in 3 different ways.
By breaking down the complex curve in multiple steps, Larson and Vogt were able to get something simple enough that they could attack it with their bare hands.
We knew how slippery it was, how you really had to work hard to get everything to match up.
Larson and Vogt's proof confirmed the interpolation problem in all cases, showing that curves will always interpolate through the expected number of points, with only 4 exceptions, which they also explained. The couple's proof is a powerful tool for exploring a whole new class of ideas.
Bit of a surprise to finally complete it. You've just been thinking, oh, this is what I do, is I work on this problem, but then you're like, wow, it's done.
More than 2,000 years ago, the Greek mathematician Zenodorus argued that a sphere is the optimal shape of a single bubble. This may seem obvious, but it took until the late 19th century to prove it mathematically. What about a cluster of multiple bubbles? Researchers study bubbles to both better understand their geometric properties and potentially improve everything from computer algorithms and biological cell models to firefighting foams. For decades, mathematicians have sought the optimal configuration of larger bubble clusters. But it turns out, the solution is one of the hardest problems in geometry. The bubble problem can be stated simply. What configuration of bubbles encloses a given number of volumes while minimizing surface area?
And the key point is that the surfaces are allowed to, if I smash my bubbles together, I'm allowed to save on the surface that's between them. I mean, it's an optimization problem. And that's such a universal kind of problem with all kinds of applications.
From our own experience of blowing bubbles, we know that larger clusters of bubbles tend to form tight clumps rather than a long chain. But how can we know whether these formations are actually optimal? In the 1990s, John Sullivan, now of the Technical University of Berlin, formed a guiding conjecture.
He described what we now call a standard bubble or a standard bubble cluster. They're spheres, they meet at 120-degree angles, they all touch. There could be lots of different ways to achieve that. It turns out that that's not the case.
Sullivan's conjecture states, if the number of volumes you want to enclose is at most 1 greater than the dimension, there's one cluster configuration that's the best.
There's basically one way to achieve this, and his conjecture was that this way is the optimal way.
To visualize Sullivan's optimal cluster, place 4 points equidistant on a sphere. Inflate the points into bubbles, or disks on the surface, until they bump into each other. Keep inflating them until the entire sphere is covered. We end up with a symmetric cluster that all touch and meet at 120-degree angles. Now place the sphere on a flat plane. Add a light at the North Pole to cast a 2-dimensional shadow of 3 bubbles. Rolling the sphere around creates clusters of Sullivan's shadow bubbles that can enclose any 3 areas. By 2002, mathematicians had proved Sullivan's conjecture for the double bubble. And at this point, some speculated another 100 years would pass before a proof for 3 bubbles could be found. But then, Emanuel Millman of Technion University and Joe Neiman of the University of Texas Austin entered the picture.
So what we were working on was sort of the probabilistic version of this problem. And we were interested, actually, originally, we would have been happy to do double bubble at the beginning. We were like, we have to come up with something new, right? And so we came up with some new things.
After some success solving the analogous probabilistic bubble problem, the pair hit a snag transferring their new techniques to the geometric one.
So we were stuck on this for a long time. And definitely a breakthrough came when we kind of gave up, to be honest.
Millman and Neiman realized that if you give bubbles one extra dimension of space, you get a bonus. The best bubble cluster will have mirror symmetry across a central plane.
We were like, okay, let's give up on what we were trying to do and see what we can get from the symmetry. And then as soon as we had that symmetry, that symmetry combined with what we had been working on for the previous 3 years, all of a sudden, then we were able to move on from there.
But Millman and Neiman's proof of Sullivan's conjecture for triple bubbles in dimensions 3 and up is not the end of the story.
We're stuck at a maximum of 5 bubbles right now. But I feel like it's just like a tiny little thing that we are not seeing, and then that problem will go away.
Take a set of points and start randomly connecting them with lines. At what point will an interesting pattern emerge? Like a triangle or a Hamiltonian cycle, a chain of lines that passes through each point exactly once. In a branch of math called combinatorics, graphs like these are valuable tools for probing the inner workings of complex systems.
A graph is just another name for a network.
Networks are everywhere around, like Facebook network, or you can think about traffic networks, or business networks and things like that.
But real-life networks can be huge and hard to study, so mathematicians use random graphs to model their properties.
In the random graph theory, finding thresholds is a central subject. People worked on finding threshold for each of interesting properties.
Interesting properties can emerge as you increase the density of lines in a random graph. The sudden moment of change is defined by a threshold. In nature, thresholds are responsible for abrupt transformations and the emergence of complex patterns.
But it turns out that determining threshold is extremely difficult.
Instead, mathematicians use a method to arrive at a ballpark figure.
There's a very natural lower bound to the threshold that we call the expectation threshold. The expectation threshold turns out to be much easier to estimate or determine.
In 2006, mathematicians Jeff Kahn and Gil Kalai posed their expectation threshold conjecture. It states that the gap between the expectation threshold and the real threshold is at most a logarithmic factor, but sometimes smaller or even non-existent.
The Kahn-Kalai conjecture just gives one simple solution to find out the location of the threshold for many, many interesting properties. So it's just so powerful, and it was hard to believe that this conjecture is true.
That was until 2 mathematicians at Stanford, Jin-Young Park and Hui Pham, stumbled onto an elegant 6-page solution after a long, sleepless night.
It really came about by really not working or aiming directly at the Kahn-Kalai conjecture.
It was a surprise that we found out another way.
The pair were instead working on several related conjectures.
Like, you're like taking a walk that you aim at a seemingly very different and distant destination, but on the way, you're suddenly able to find some very surprising hidden beauty.
A key breakthrough was the realization that a method developed in the pursuit of one conjecture could be used in a different manner to solve Kahn-Kalai. The solution utilized a mathematical object called a cover.
You can think about a cover as essentially a kind of necessary condition or a witness to the fact that the network satisfies the property.
Park and Pham employed an algorithm to sample subsets of a random graph to home in on the cover.
In the end, we verified this cover is small. in particular also. So that is exactly how we prove the conjecture.
Park and Pham's concise proof of Kon-Kalai is expected to lead to new breakthroughs.
This would allow us to get a much better handle on complex properties of networks. And this is certainly useful in many applications, not just in math or in probabilistic combinatorics, because networks are involved everywhere.
All right, so that was a video about the Breakthrough 2022. After hearing several discussions with some expert in the math field. Okay, while waiting for the committee to present the screen of our main agenda that you've been waiting for, that is the wording session. So maybe if you have any opinion, want to share in the chat box about related to the video, please, you may write. I know us for having the wording ceremony, right? So do I, same like you. Okay, so this is the main agenda that you've been waiting for. This is the 2023 for the category A, category A, grade 11, grade 8, and grade 9. Let's begin with the spelling keyword category grade 8. Congratulations for Dennis Chandra from school 1. Congratulations. Next, congratulations from Maria Wafika Abedi. Congratulations from Lara Campus. Congratulations Cartagena, German School, Santa Cruz, Olympiad. Now we move into the next category, category A. Congratulations for Ridley Chandakanta. Congratulations for Charin from Pelangi Kasih School Indonesia. Congratulations for Ricardo Jaden School Right now, it's the award for category Congratulations for Sultan Dahlia Elizabeth Afgan Jember, Indonesia. Right, so how do you feel for the participant or finalists in category A? Congratulations for your hard work, so you can get that awardee, and you are should very proud of your hard work and also effort that you've been putting on this IGOC 20 and 23. Now is for next category B. Are you ready for category B? Okay. So this is the session for category B, grade 10, grade 11, and also the last one, grade 12. Art of the Bronze Award. Okay, Bronze Award category B. Congratulations Clarissa Yaji, Sekolah Pelangi Asli Indonesia. Congratulations for Darren, Sekolah Pelangi Asli Congratulations for Ruben Sehari Susanto, Sekolah Now we jump to silver category B. For Alia Naira Hadi, Al Islamic Boarding School Indonesia. Congratulations for Thea Rashela Tabanau, Congratulations for Terawih Putra, Science School of Thailand. Okay, now is the gold for category B. Ready, friends? Congratulations for Valeria Cartagena Foca, Colegio Alemán Santa Cruz, Olympiad. Abdulrazak Jemari, Ryan High School, Santa Cloud, Muhammad Nur Hasim from Olympiad Science High School, Alright, so okay, I go to try to thank you to all the participants. This is another category that is the most University Indonesia. Okay, so that's the wording session. 3 that hopefully that this IGOC can also be one of your steps for student who's still in grade 7, grade 8, grade 10, but and also for the students until grade 12 and also for the university level also. Hopefully that this is one of your stepstone to always challenge yourself, to always face the obstacle and also put hard work for every challenge in your life. Okay, so thank you so much for having. And before we end this session, we also want to introduce our new program, still fresh from the oven, by the way. There will be a competition named International Trigonometry Olympiad, or ITO. Hopefully that you are happy for the one who like the geometry or trigonometry, like this kind of competition. So this is the guidebook of the ITO or ITO, or International Trigonometry Olympiad. Okay, you can find the information through our Instagram account. So you will be able to see the clearer guidebook in there. And also maybe you join our Telegram account, so you'll be able to download the guidebook and read the guidebook in between your spare time or while watching a movie, or maybe in between the break of the school or classes and campus or university. All right, so this ITO will be very more challenging rather than this IGOC, because yeah, you already passed the IGOC, meaning that you are ready. Yeah, hopefully that you are ready for facing the next trigonometry Olympiad. Don't forget to check on our Instagram account or joining our Telegram for further information about other competition. So warm greeting to all the students here, to parents, and also coach, teachers that always support the students so they're having in this stage. Thank you so much, everyone. See you in our next event. Really good to have you around. Me, on behalf of the committee, would like to say thank you very much. See you soon. See you around. Thank you. Have a nice day, everybody.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Assalamualaikum, and looking for
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Inshallah.
waalaikumsalam. Thank you. Have a nice day, everybody. Bye. See you around. Thank you, Sultan. Thank you, Chasib. Thank you, Veronica.